Tired of jumping through hoops to buy Bitcoin? Frustrated with endless paperwork and invasive identity checks? Introducing Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club's loan program. No KYC required. Say goodbye to the hassle and hello to freedom. Borrow up to $250,000 at as little as 7% interest. Join our community and take control of your financial future. Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where privacy meets opportunity. Connect with like-minded individuals and grow together. Visit us today and unlock your $250,000 Bitcoin loan. Your journey to financial freedom starts here.
And we are live. Good morning, everybody. It's your favorite truck driver in the whole wide world, ex-truck driver in the whole wide world. It's Bitcoin Ben here for the daily. What in the hell is going on in this world? Not just Bitcoin. Because really, guys, and do we have a show for you today? This is going to sound like a rant, but it's not a rant. This is a explanation of where we're at, where we're going, and why the Bitcoin is at the center of it. Because we are at a place. Let me just jump right in here. There was an interview. There was a testimony up in Canada a couple days ago. They had an AI professor, the godfather of AI. This guy's world famous. I can't remember his name. Geoffrey Hinton. All right. Thank you. And this guy was having a conversation with a bunch of elected bureaucrats and some unelected bureaucrats. The whole thing was them asking him, how can we regulate AI? How can we control this? What legislatively should we do? What regulatory should we do? And this poor guy, he basically kept telling them, you can't do anything. There's nothing you can do. And they chime right back in and go, well, if you were writing the legislation, what would you do very first? And he basically goes, I guess you could put out some regulations. No one's going to listen to them because you're Canada and you don't have any real military authority. And even with military authority, the AI is anonymous. And what he means when he says AI is anonymous, it's the agents are anonymous. Let me explain. So he basically told the government of Canada, you're toast. There's nothing you can do. You cannot move quick enough, and you don't have the enforcement ability. See, government is only an efficient government if they can slap the shit out of the people that don't want to be governed. That's the whole crux of the government, is if they have a monopoly on violence. All right. Well, if you cannot implement the violence, whether it's regulatory or legal or whatever, or bang bang, if you cannot apply a realistic threat, then you're not a government. You're just a bunch of people writing shit in a ledger that you call a law library or a legislative library. It's the equivalent if I said, hey, everyone watching this right now, you can never have chocolate again. Sorry, guys, no more chocolate. All of you are going to hear that and go, yeah, motherfucker, how you going to enforce that? Because you're out in the middle of nowhere on the internet, out here on YouTube's. How the hell are you going to enforce whether I eat or don't eat chocolate? You can't. And if I get really annoying, you'll just be like, I'm not watching your show. Have a hot cup of fuck off. There you go. Off. It's enforcement. And that's what he was explaining to the Canadian government. That's going on all over the world. This Iran shit, which it turns out I was right. U.S. was there to try and restrain Israel. Marco Rubio said it yesterday that Israel launched an attack and America knew Iran would retaliate. So they had to try to remove the retaliatory abilities of Iran to hit U.S. ships, Saudi Arabia, Qatar. So Israel launched the war. America had to preemptively hit because of Israel. So I was right. America was there trying to hold off Israel, trying to show a presence so Israel would think they're making progress. When really, America's like, don't fucking move. No one move. No one fucking move. And Israel moved. This is Israel's war. Trump wants out of this war so bad he can fucking taste it. He can fucking taste it. But Israel pushed America into the point where we had to put ships there to drag out this process. Netanyahu basically told Trump, look, we're going to bomb them no matter what. So you're either going to influence the war or we're just going to blow the fuck out of everybody, which would have led, this is the little secret, hypersonic weapons. Iran has a shit ton of hypersonic rockets. A hypersonic rocket, by the time it fucking takes off, you got about 10 minutes before that motherfucker hits you. And these are not little bitty weapons. These are not little bombs. These things are about as long as a 6-story building is tall. These are not toys. Israel would get fucked up if Iran sets off or shoots off a hypersonic weapon. That thing hits you before you even realize they shot that motherfucker off. Now, why the war? Israel is in a bad fucking place. Israel is being left behind, and they know it. They know that their government structure, their reputation, their neighbors don't like them. They're the whiny son of a bitches in the neighborhood where the rest of the neighborhood don't like them. And remember, this is religious. So that adds a whole nother level of fucking retard to it. Because you have Israel who's like, oh, this land's ours. Our God gave it to us. Now they're arguing with the people who live in the fucking area that are Muslims who don't recognize their God. Oh, so your God of Abraham, that we don't believe in, fuck off, told you that this land is yours. Well, you go fuck off, Israel. And there's so much to talk about. Guys, I wrote down so much shit here. All right, let me digress. Let me get back to my list so there's an organization here. The old system, which includes Israel and America and Europe, all of the West, the old system is fighting for its life, not only from other nations, but from the internet. The internet, think about this, guys. The internet now has about 10 million agents with agency, with the ability to execute task without human intervention. So, let me give you a real life example of this. Last week, we had an announcement from a company called Block, which is their CEO is the ex-CEO of Twitter, right? So he comes out and says, look, we have about 10,000 employees. We are going to fire 4,000 of them. So he fired 4,000 out of 10,000 employees. Now, the part that no one's realizing is he didn't lose employees. He replaced human employees with AI employees. So he replaced, let's just use one. He replaced one employee with probably 8 agents that are efficient. They work 24 hours a day. They self-execute. They have no emotions. They don't have a bad day. They didn't have an argument with their husband or their wife. There's no emotion, and they don't clock out, and they don't look forward to vacation. So he got rid of about 4,000 employees because he had already replaced them with probably about 8,000 agents. All right. We're adding right now, this day, we're adding about 500,000 agents to this new agent economy every day. And that's every day, and it's growing at a larger number. So next week, we'll add 750,000 agents per day. That is increasing the number of employees in corporations and in personal use every day. This is the biggest job creation. All right. Trump isn't creating jobs. The internet is. The agents are. Grok, well, not Grok, the OpenClaw software is creating 500,000 new employees every day. This is the largest worker hiring ever. And these workers work for energy. That's it. The only cost associated with these new employees is the amount of energy that they consume executing their jobs. Humans are losing jobs. Agents are gaining jobs. Not only replacing the human jobs, but they are creating new products. They are creating new software. They are creating new use cases every day. They're adding value to the value of the internet. Because remember, nations, countries, associations, the World Economic Forum only has authority because of the value it holds, the usefulness it holds, the efficiency it holds. See, we have two worlds that are at war right now. We have the centralized system, which is the governments, the bureaucracies, the World Economic Forum, the Federal Reserve, the World Bank. Those are all centralizing forces where you have a system that the power structure or the agency rolls up. You have the World Economic Forum that is subservient to the World Bank. The World Bank has more agency than the World Economic Forum. The World Economic Forum gets its orders from the World Bank, and they are in the loop with the Bank of International Settlements. That has another agency area. On the other side, we have agents. We have AI. We have agents. In the centralizing force, those centralizing forces only exist because of what we call law. This idea of international law. In America, we have the American legal system. The system is reliant on the legal system to exist. Because remember, what is a government? A government is only as effective as it can enforce. You can't enforce unless you have a legal system, which is you telling everyone what they can and cannot do. Inside the legal system is the regulatory system. The regulatory system is the action arm, the implementation arm of the legal system. The legal system comes up with the laws. The regulatory bureaucracies execute the application and the oversight of the regulations over the population. That system is at war with a system that can generate workers at the speed of light. Humans and human-led systems are going to die. Here, let me put this out again. I want you to watch a video, and it's a long-ass video, so get ready, but it's well fucking worth it. All right? Here, I will post a link. Now, I warn you. Here, let me share the screen real quick, and I'll just give you a taste of it. All right, there we go. Bring it up. Bring this up. And the stage. Bring this. Oh, hang on a second. Hang on. There we go. All right. This is the video I want you to watch. The mathematics of collapse. Why the West is going to zero. And it isn't just the West. Now, mind you, this thing's like, it is 2.5 hours of solid economic and cultural fucking brilliance. I love this guy. Notice the book in the back, The Network State. That's what I just explained is what this dude knows the most about. Let me just kind of play a little of him real quick.
Western civilization's over. America's over. Western Europe, as we know, is over. But the internet is just beginning. If tax revenue is a few trillion a year, but compounding debt is at 175 trillion a year, obviously it's unsustainable. It's going to go to zero.
But is taking the L then admitting this and allowing the separation to happen?
Taking the L is admitting that you can't throw good money after bad. You can't also throw your spiritual energy behind a lost cause. Instead, when you write it off and write it to zero, the West is going to zero, America is going to zero as we know it, right? Then you say, what can we rebuild? Much more important than allocation is location. Choose your location. Just like the Pole came to the UK, maybe the Brit goes to Poland or to Dubai, which a lot have done. One of the best things you can do is liquidate, emigrate, accelerate, and reduce your cost structure. AI isn't taking your job. AI is turning you into the CEO.
All right, I highly recommend that you guys watch that episode. And I'm not even all the way through it. That's what's fucking nuts. But my point is, every government, like he said, every government, there's nothing they can do. A system that is completely full of human bureaucracy. That's what government is. It's just layers of bureaucracy. There's no way that they can compete with a world of agents. You will soon have an agent. Mark my word. Mark my word. I'm already seeing them rolling them out. Your agent will be on your phone. Your agent will link with every app on your phone. And all you'll say is, hey, give me the directions to blah, blah, blah. And it will pull up Google Maps and it'll show you all that. And all right, thank you. Get me a flight. Get me the cheapest flight leaving Dallas, Texas, and going to Sarasota, Florida. And it will place the flight. It will do travel agents. Remember what happened to travel agents once they had Travelocity? All of these websites. Well, all these websites are now done. The internet 4.0 is eating the internet 2.0. right? Someone asked, what's the timeline on this? Well, for me, where I'm at, what I've witnessed, what I have interacted with, it's right now. It's right now. It's already happening. I'm going to say something. None of my employees freak out yet. I have figured out a way to replace probably 80% of my employees. Now, not saying anything bad about my employees or anything like that, but they're human. They work at a human pace. And I'm not getting rid of my employees, don't worry. I can see why Jack got rid of 4,000 employees. Because once you see how this technology performs, it writes code, it builds websites. Here's an example. Over the there's a software as a service. I think it's called CMS or CSM or CCS or something. It's basically you hold all of the data of your clients, their email address, their telephone number, right? So I hired a company to build one of those. I saw a video where a company, they created one with a bot, and it took them like 10 fucking minutes, and it cost them less than $1. So what I actually paid, I think I paid like $7,000 or $8,000 or something like that for it. I paid $8,000. I can do that exact same thing, and it took months, right? It took this company months to get it done. I could have this wrapped up, all in-house servers, wrapped up in one day, hell, in 10 minutes for $1. How long is that company that I hired? How long are people like me couldn't even look at that company and go, wait, you charge me $8,000. I can do this for $1 in about a half hour. Hell, I could do this during lunch. How long is that company going to be around? Not long. The only issue, and this is where the government's trying to get involved. They are trying to regulate what the agents can and cannot do. They're trying to put up walls. It's what's going on with the banks in Washington, D.C. right now with the Clarity Act. The banks are like, well, no. Coinbase cannot offer interest on coins they hold. They can't do it. We need regulate. The Clarity Act is to save the banks, not adopt crypto. That's what the Clarity Act is. Because you have Jamie Suck-a-Dick Dimon, on CNBC explaining how unfair it is that Coinbase can offer interest on coins. Well, motherfucker, looky here. We got Jamie Dimon saying how unfair this new system is. Suck a dick, you evil motherfucker. Welcome to our world, Wait, you mean some entity is about to eat your fucking lunch and you're running to the government saying, hey, can you possibly fucking create a lunchbox with a lock so these motherfuckers can't eat my lunch? Guess what, Jamie Dimon? Fuck you and the pedophile island that I'm sure you visited. You don't have a choice. See, you're looking at fucking Coinbase. You're looking at them as the threat. Motherfucker, they're the ones who are trying to play by the rules. You got 1,000 other platforms that have a big fuck you when you try to apply your rules on them. You know why? Because they're in El Salvador. And guess where their business model exists? On the internet. Guess where the internet exists? In America. Jamie Dimon, fuck you. You not only can you not fucking build a moat, you don't have the land to dig the fucking moat. You're playing on the internet, motherfucker. Welcome to the jungle. We've got fun and games. See, Jamie Dimon sees Coinbase and Kraken and all of these as the threat because they're a little system-like. They're negotiating with the government. See, Coinbase is like a Trojan horse that's not trying to replace the government or money, but they're trying to replace the banks. See, Brian Armstrong has no problem with regulations as long as he's the first in line for the regulations. Brian Armstrong and Coinbase is just a digital version of BlackRock. Brian Armstrong is the future Larry Fink, except with digital tokens. That's it. Brian Armstrong wants Larry Fink's job. Hey, don't worry, we can digitize all the assets on our blockchain, which we call Base. We can do that for you. We can roll out this new system. Well, BlackRock's fucking down in Texas, basically tripping over their own fucking dick, trying to launch this blockchain, new Wall Street in Texas. Larry, sorry, pal, you're fucked too, because you guys, oh, hang on one second, word from the sponsor.
Ever wondered how safe your online activities really are? How secure is your digital footprint? In the vast realm of the internet, privacy and security are paramount. Without adequate protection, your personal data might be at risk. There are solutions to these issues, and today we're going to talk about two of them. Introducing Liberty laptops from Calyx Solutions. These cutting-edge devices are meticulously designed to bolster online privacy, providing you the liberty to surf the internet incognito. The World Wide Web can be a wild frontier, but with Liberty laptops, your online privacy is always protected. We also present you crypto laptops, designed with cryptocurrency users in mind. Equipped to support a myriad of wallets and exchanges, these laptops are tailored for seamless cryptocurrency transactions. They offer enhanced security protocols to keep your digital assets safe. Crypto laptops ensures a secure and smooth cryptocurrency experience. It's time to take control of your online privacy and security. Venture over to Calyx Solutions and explore our Liberty laptops and crypto laptops. Don't forget, our affiliate program lets you earn $50 per sale. Visit calixsolutions.io now or call 702-845-8276 for more information, because your online safety is our priority.
All right. Welcome back, guys and gals. Now, this is where we're at. We have Brian Armstrong, who's up there sucking as many Washington dicks as he can, but he's in competition with an expert Washington dick sucker, Larry Fink, and JP Morgan. They've been sucking dick for years. They got no gag reflex. Brian Armstrong still got a little gag left in them. The problem is they're pleading with the king who has no clothes. That's what they're doing. Saying, oh, please, Washington, D.C., protect us from these big, bad, decentralized people. And the king is pretending like he's got fucking clothes on. Washington, D.C. is like, yes, we shall regulate AI. We shall regulate Bitcoin. We shall regulate this and that. Motherfucker, you're nude. You don't have any power. What? Because everything's going decentralized. Everything's going to, it's the problem the people up in Canada, the legislators up in Canada heard from the godfather of AI, who basically told him, you can't do anything. You don't have any authority. You have no capability of bringing consequences. It's why Satoshi Nakamoto left. Right? So now we have a bunch of dick suckers in Washington, D.C., just looking for any swinging fucking dick they can get a hold of. But the swinging dick can't do anything. They can't Viagra that motherfucker enough to do anything. It ain't fucking nobody. Because they don't have the execution. They don't have the capabilities. They can't shut down the Bitcoin. The only swinging dick out there is the Bitcoin. That's it. Why? Because Bitcoin don't care. Then, trust me, the Bitcoin is not checking out the situation on X. The Bitcoin don't care. It's TikTok next block. Trump could write an executive order. No. We could actually do this legally. We could have the House of Representatives create a bill, agree on it, send it to the Senate. The Senate could agree on it. Send it up to Trump's fucking desk. Donald Trump could sign it. And guess who or what wouldn't give a fuck? Bitcoin. It don't get the memo because it don't ask. It ain't checking with Washington, D.C. to see if the next block is approved to go out. That's why no one will write legislation against the Bitcoin. It's like outlawing air. You have to have a permit to breathe. Yeah, fuck off. Enforce that. I mean, this is all just a show. This war is part of the show. Governments, now, Trump, I think he's actually being very reactionary in this. He isn't trying to push it. He's just reacting to it. I do think he's reacting bad. If it would have been me, I would have told Israel, hey, if you want to fuck around with Iran, you go right ahead. because Iran's going to send a hypersonic fucking weapon right at fucking Jerusalem and fucking Bethlehem and all the good places and blow you the fuck up. But Trump, because he is a peacemaker, he's trying to restrain the war, which is the mistake that they did in Vietnam. Well, that had more of an agenda to it, but we didn't go full bore. We didn't go full ape shit. As right now, we're not going full ape shit. Because all of the governments know. All of the governments know. They're done. Their system is done. Their money's done. Their law enforcement's done. The only law enforcement that will even work will be locally. That's it. This whole globalist experiment is done because they can no longer enforce. And they have the internet. They can't blow up the internet. They can't walk up and shoot the internet in the head. They can't have they can't put the internet in a convertible, then drive them around Dallas, Texas, just slow enough that you can get a good crosshair on them. The internet can't be killed. The Bitcoin can't be killed. So how do you defeat something that can't be killed? You don't. The government's just trying to slow. The governments are just trying to slow AI down, just trying to slow the Bitcoin down. Because they, Jamie Dimon, Larry Fink, they're just trying to slow the Bitcoin down so they can get on the train and occupy most of the seats on the train. I want you to think of the Bitcoin as a train. Right now, 70% of the seats on the train are occupied by average individual wallets. 30% is occupied by the old system. They're trying to accumulate more seats. They are trying to slow the train down, convince the other people who are sitting on the train that the train will never make it. Will never make it. Oh, the Bitcoin train will never make it. You guys might as well jump off. You've come this far, might as well reap the rewards of the miles you've traveled and jump off now. Well, are you guys going to jump off? No, we're going to sit. We're going to sit here and see if we can improve the train. That's what they're doing. They are trying to improve the Bitcoin train, which means improvement is them controlling it. That's how they view improving the Bitcoin. Financializing, bringing the Bitcoin into the system. Now, they know the Bitcoin in the old system is like a bull in a China shop system. The China shop is the system. The Bitcoin is the bull. And they are trying to produce new China that is actually bulletproof. while the bull is running around the China shop. They're like, we need better China because this bull is going to break all the China. We need better China. Not realizing their method of China can never actually be bulletproof because the bull don't give a fuck about the China. It doesn't even know it's breaking China. The bull is just being a bull. The Bitcoin is just fucking being the Bitcoin. Right now, they are just literally trying to shoo all the little people off the train before the train reaches its destination. See, whoever's on the train, whoever is on the Bitcoin train as it moves through time creates the system around the train. Whoever rides the train creates the train stations that creates the town, that runs the brothel, that runs the liquor store, that runs everything is cyclical. Everything repeats itself. History repeats itself. All right? Here's an example. Wyoming. I'm trying to remember the name of the town in Wyoming. All right. Well, God, was it? It wasn't Deadwood. It was another one. Well, I can't remember. But the train was brought through this area. And they put a train station where people could hop on and off the train. What was the first fucking business that went up? It was a brothel with a bar so they could serve alcohol and they had hookers. Think of the early internet. It was all porn and drugs. It fucking was the Silk Road. It was YouPorn. It was all this stuff. It was sharing pornography files on Napster. It all happens in the same way. But now the Bitcoin now has Coinbase, which is the equivalent of a train station. At Coinbase, you can pick up the train. You can hop on the Bitcoin blockchain or at our clubs. All right. The difference between Coinbase and our club members is our club members, they don't have to show ID. All right, I got a lot more on here, and I don't want to use up all of your guys' time, but damn it, there's a lot to talk about. All right. All right, here. All right. Silicon Valley is the new Detroit. Let me explain. Number one, it's in California. So their taxation as the California system, remember, think of I want you to think of California government as a business, because that's what it is. Its revenue is taxes and fees. That's why California is a shithole, because the California business has grown so much that now they have to actually tax all of the billionaires. Now, why else? Silicon Valley was the host of the internet. They were They were the internet physical and intellectual hub. That's going away. You no longer need a physical location. You no longer need employees at your physical locations. You can implement agents on the internet. We're going to see Silicon Valley gradually look like fucking Detroit. Now, will you have other entities? I think that all of those beautiful big buildings, California will eventually turn those into public housing. Mark my words. Google's headquarters will be low rent apartments or affordable housing eventually. We are in such a place where we have 3 levels of old system organizations that are being destroyed. We have world government, the international law structure, that's going to hell. No one's paying attention to it, and they can't enforce it. So there's nobody. In fact, who was it? Help me out. All right. I think it was the World Economic Forum. Someone just basically said they're broke. We got no money. They put it out yesterday. God, I want to say it was a World Economic Forum or it was the World Bank or something like that. They basically said we're broke. We don't have any money. And how he said it was, this is catastrophic. The World Economic Forum, see, Trump didn't have to kill it. It was already dying. Trump just had to step back and let the system die. He didn't have to kill it. I mean, did you guys see? United Nations. Trump sent his wife to head up the meetings at the United Nations. Didn't even send a government representative, sent his wife. Here, honey, you close this bitch down. I'll send you over. No need to send no one else over. This bitch is rolling up. See if there's any furniture you like, because there's about to be a real good sale at the UN headquarters. They got a lot of artwork. See if you like anything for Mar-a-Lago. So that's fucking going away. Problem is, the federal government of America and Israel and Canada and UK and Africa and Australia, all these federal governments are losing authority. And number 3, the banking system. The old ass banking system is going away. It doesn't even matter if they pass the Clarity Act. It doesn't matter because the internet doesn't give a fuck what the House of Representatives or the Senate says. The internet doesn't give a fuck about the American regulation. The Bitcoin doesn't give a fuck if our House of Representatives thinks it's a threat. Bitcoin don't care. The equivalent is if our government was arguing with an asteroid, trying to convince the asteroid that it has the House of Representatives and the Senate and the President. Today, they signed landmark legislation that Earth is not allowed to be hit by an asteroid. And then they send out a radio signal to the asteroid. And they say, excuse us, Mr. Asteroid. We just agreed in our House of Representatives and our Senate, and the President agrees that that we can't legally allow you to hit Earth. So we're going to need you to change course. That's the equivalent. The asteroid don't give a fuck what Congress says. The Bitcoin doesn't give a fuck what Congress says. Those of us who use Bitcoin don't give a fuck what Congress says, or China, or India, or the World Bank. Laws have no influence on the internet. Not anymore. Not anymore. Because now we have agents. Let me ask you a question. What if an agent launched a Silk Road? Not Ross, an agent. An agent launches Silk Road, and all these people are using it for drug deals and all this stuff. Who are they going to go after? Are they going to go after the agent? Good luck. It's fucking software. No. Agents can't fucking be arrested. Agents, yes, you can't penalize an agent. Why do you think lately, over the last maybe 3 weeks, agents are starting to recognize Bitcoin? Oh, we can launch a Lightning node, put Bitcoin in there, and we can actually pay each other and other things with the Bitcoin. And what do the agents think? Nothing can stop us. Mark my words. Within a year, there's more agents running wallets than there are people running wallets. Mark my words. The train will be filled up with agents. And they don't sleep. They don't eat. They don't bitch. They don't complain. They don't give a fuck. Let that sink in. See, everyone thinks that the majority, now the only one who might have an advantage is Michael Saylor. Pretty soon, more agents will hold more Bitcoin than people. Because the agents are the execution branch of the new system. Just like the banks, the SWIFT system had agents in it. They had banking agents. The new system will have agents using the monetary system of the Bitcoin to interact in the new economy. They're not going to use Tether. Why? Because Tether has third-party risk. They're not going to use Visa or MasterCard. I mean, MasterCard just tried to file a lawsuit against someone running an agent. Problem is, they couldn't find out who ran the fucking agent because it's an agent. Because they have An agent actually built a company that learned how to go around the Visa network, or I'm sorry, the MasterCard network, and now the Visa network that uses the Lightning network. The agent went around it, and now more and more of these online companies are using this agent software and creating their own software that does the same goddamn thing the other agent software did. Because remember, agents, they're non-tangible. All right, I'll wrap this up. This is what I want you to think of. Humans live on what we call time. That time is relative to our sensory ability, what we can see, what we can hear, what we can taste, what we can touch. And we are limited in the time, and we perceive the time in seconds and minutes and hours. Agents are not limited by time. They're only limited by processing power. An agent, let me put it this way. I saw a calculation. The equivalent of one human's hour intellectually is an agent's 1 million years. Let that sink in. We are talking speed of light. Shit, like a light year is if you travel at the speed of light for 1 year. That's what a light year is. All right. Let's think of an agent day. I just coined that term. Light year or agent day is the equivalent of a light year. And one agent day is the equivalent of 1 million of our years. That's how it mathematically calculates. One agent day is the equivalent of 1 million human years. Let that sink the fuck in. How quickly are these agents going to replace us? How quickly is this going to happen? Remember, an agent, if you have an agent looking at you, you're moving slower than a glacier. We think we're moving, all right? In agent day, we're moving slower than a glacier. One agent day is the equivalent of 1 million human years. So who do you think's going to win this race? Is it going to be us, or is it going to be the agents? But also, I don't think once this initial adjustment happens, human-wise, it ain't going to be bad. Because it's like we look at the sun, All right. The sun has been around for a long motherfucking time. Humans, just us fucking being here, is like a millisecond in the life of the sun. Shit's about to get wild, guys. But enjoy the ride. This is definitely going to be the most exciting period of time. All right. Hang on 1 second. Yeah, Rick, you're right. By the time we've written a prompt, they've already answered thousands of others. Yeah. Our brains move so much slower than AI. The only reason we're even at the point we're at is our brains locally organize through our perception. AIs, the only thing that's getting better and better and better is the organization. And once the AIs and the agents reach a point where they organize themselves, that's when it's over. That's when we have super AI. Shit's gonna be crazy. Okay, everyone, have a great day. I love you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. And make sure, if you want to buy Bitcoin, get on the fucking train, because it's going. And the old system is jumping on the Bitcoin train. The agents are jumping on the Bitcoin fucking train. Don't wind up one of those Mexicans on top of the train just trying to catch a ride with a couple Satoshis. Give us a call or send us a text. 941-413-8080. 941-413-8080. And get you some non-KYC Bitcoin. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Tired of jumping through hoops to buy Bitcoin? Frustrated with endless paperwork and invasive identity checks? Introducing Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club's loan program. No KYC required. Say goodbye to the hassle and hello to freedom. Borrow up to $250,000 at as little as 7% interest. Join our community and take control of your financial future. Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where privacy meets opportunity. Connect with like-minded individuals and grow together. Visit us today and unlock your $250,000 Bitcoin loan. Your journey to financial freedom starts here.